It is certainly impressive that the 50-year-old Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, but the richest kid in the world hasn't even broken 10 years old yet. Who is Mompha Jr.? Well, he is what is known as a baby influencer, a new job that exists in a modern world where people all over the world are trying to catch followers, even kids younger than 10. His father is known as Mompha Sr. and has made a social media empire all his own. He has amassed over 1.1 million followers, but his son has already reached an impressive benchmark himself, despite having only shared a few posts. Mompha Jr., also known by the nickname Richie Rich, has amassed 25,000 followers. Seeing as Richie Rich was a young cartoon character who inherited his family's $24.7 billion, that's a pretty solid comparison. Though Mompha Jr. is not worth that much quite yet. He's still 9 after all. In time, he may be worth even more. As far as the title youngest billionaire in the world, finding his exact amount of wealth isn't easy. It's unclear if declaring himself the youngest billionaire is a branding thing, or if he really is the richest kid in the world. Some seem to confidently report his billionaire status, while others report a still impressive net worth closer to $1.2 million. Then there's Mompha's ongoing money laundering case, but Junior's not really involved in that. Not yet, anyway. How old do you think most people are when they get to own their very first house? In their 30s or maybe even 40s? Well, Junior was actually gifted his own mansion when he was just 6 years old. His father gave him this amazing super mansion for his birthday. He cited just how great the feeling of owning your own home is and how he wanted his son to have a place just for himself, far away from the stresses of everyday life. For most children, this might seem pretty ridiculous, but Mompha Jr. is no normal kid. He's not even in his teens and has already gained a reputation as having some of the best style in all of Nigeria. So of course, he'd have to have a home that reflects that. Well, no worries there. The very same post where his father shared the greatest birthday present a young influencer could possibly get, he showed off the plans for the home. They are as impressive as one might imagine. It is an ultra-modern place with a boxy white shape and an interesting asymmetrical architectural style. What really makes this home shine is the exposed brick that frames the top and bottom of the amazing home. While most children get tree houses or make forts in their backyard, he already has a property that's large enough to be a small apartment complex. Not only that, but it has built-in garage space as well. The designs show that 2 cars can fit on a small ramp right by the front door. This is great because, as you'll learn soon enough, the family is well known for buying some of the finest cars ever built. As far as the interior goes, we've seen small glimpses inside, which shows what kind of interior he prefers. Smooth cream walls are complemented by furniture, art, and carpets with a similar color scheme. While many just assume that this is his father's doing, Mompha Sr. has assured us that this is not the case. He says that his son should be lauded for his own fine tastes and go-getter attitude. There seems to be genuine offense taken anytime someone makes the false assumption that Mompha Jr. isn't making these choices himself. Could his father be taking him to furniture stores where he gets to pick his own selections? It certainly looks like it. There is a question over whether this is being used as a home or as a business decision. Does he actually live here? Does he use it as an escape from the pressures of being such a young success? Well, according to his father, while the home was primarily purchased to be his son's getaway, it was also purchased as a learning opportunity. Mompha Sr. bragged that not only was his son one of the youngest homeowners in the world, but that he was also one of the youngest landlords as well. Clearly, there are plans to rent floors of the property out. It looks like his father is showing him the ropes as a true real estate mogul. While most kids are in first grade, Mompha Jr. is apparently already learning how to run an apartment complex. This will likely be the first home in his inevitable real estate empire. Nigeria is more and more becoming the kind of area to do exactly that. The wealthy in the country are building and buying massively expensive homes, the most decadent of which is reportedly worth $700 million. That also stands as the most expensive home in all of Africa. From the looks of it, Mompha Jr. may be coming for this record once his empire truly starts picking up in the next few decades. Reports show that the empire is well on the way. This home was his first mansion, but there are supposedly several more properties that he's just added to his portfolio. Details are slim, but according to his father, his son is training to become a landlord to these properties as well. It's no wonder that he also has the nickname Billion Dollar Baby. It seems to be getting more and more accurate each and every year. For most children around the age of 9, having your own car means that you own Hot Wheels or you play Mario Kart. For Mompha Jr., despite the fact that he isn't even old enough for a learner's permit, he has an impressive collection of supercars. In Nigeria, it's actually worse than in other parts of the world. In many countries, getting a driver's license happens at age 16 or 17. Mompha Jr. would actually have to wait until he turns 18 to legally drive one of his many supercars. Even if he wanted to, it's doubtful that he could even reach the pedals yet, though I suppose it's still cool to say you own some of the finest brands to ever have 4 wheels. One vehicle that's been said to be in his collection is the Bentley Flying Spur. This is no surprise at all, considering how big of a fan of Bentleys his father is. These cars can be worth upwards of $198,000. They are capable of hitting high speeds of 207 miles per hour with a 0 to 60 speed of 3.5 seconds. There's a good chance he might be learning to drive in one of the finest rides nearly 200K can buy. Of course, there's a good chance he'll even have a finer ride by that time. It also looks like he has one of the finest Ferraris money can buy. This would be the Ferrari 488 Spider. This masterpiece of Ferrari design can go for speeds of 202 miles per hour. They can go from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Prices on these have skyrocketed lately, with a recent report showing that they can go for crazy high prices of $284,700. That's before you add in destination costs too, so chances of getting one of these to Nigeria would cost even more. Driving around with one of these in Nigeria is no small flex at all. This seems to be another case of like father, like son. If you look closely at the Instagram post, you can see his father's yellow Ferrari right behind his own. Not many father-son duos have a fleet of Ferraris at the ready. It's been reported that his garage is even more impressive, but we don't know what supercars he's got. We do know that he likes to mirror his father's car choices, so I would imagine that he has purchased at least one Range Rover, a Mercedes, and likely another Bentley. His father really is all about that Bentley life. Mompha Jr., also like his father, is said to fly around the world in a private jet. There's no telling exactly what kind of jet either has, but there can be some educated guesses made. The country is well known for its wealthy picking up private planes left and right. It's been reported that the wealthy of Nigeria have spent collectively over $6.5 billion on private jets within the last decade. They are no small purchase either. It's been reported that private jets in the area can go for $50 million per plane. The most popular in the area are the Gulfstream 450, 550, and 650, while multiple other brands are known to be in the area, including the Bombardier Challenger 604 and 605. By all accounts, it seems like Gulfstream reigns supreme. So why are the wealthy picking up planes here at a growing rate each and every year? Well, for starters, they likely purchase the planes as a status symbol. The Momphas certainly love a good private plane interior shot posted to Instagram. It's been said that there are several other concerns that are causing the wealthy to drop big bucks on their own planes. Apparently, the biggest reason for buying a plane concerns personal security and privacy. That makes a lot of sense because even in Nigeria, the chances of one getting incepted on a chartered jet are high among the elite. That is always a very serious problem. There are few kids in the world who have a sense of fashion like Mompha Jr. He is never seen wearing anything that isn't a designer look. Versace, Dior, Gucci, and other high-profile brands make up his closet. So how much does his closet cost? Well, that might depend on where he purchased it. In order to get those designer labels, usually you'd have to pay well over $100 for pretty much anything. Regular t-shirts, which would normally cost $10 to $20, can go for well over $100 or more if it has a name brand poking out. So considering the fact that everything from his sunglasses, to his shirts, to his pants, to his shoes, and even watches are all some of the finest brands money can buy, we can assume that keeping his closet stacked costs a small fortune. We rarely even see him wearing the same thing twice, meaning every single day he could be wearing outfits worth together over $1,000. The other factor one's got to look at with him is that he is 9 years old. That is an age where kids are often outgrowing clothes left and right. So many of these outfits may not make an entire year. It's easy to think that it may cost tens of thousands for him to keep up his brand every single year. He could be getting some massive discounts. No matter where you are in the world, there's always a way to find an epic deal. There are actually plenty of places and websites from Nigeria that sell designer clothes for truly unbelievable discounts. Items that feature the brands of Gucci, Dior, or Versace all can carry price tags comparable to something you'd normally find at the Gap. For instance, Versace hoodies can go for upwards of $386 if you can't find a good deal. A similar Versace hoodie in Nigeria can be found for around $91. So perhaps his famous style is just about finding where to buy more than what to buy. There are other ways to find incredible deals on clothes in Nigeria. The country has become somewhat infamous for having a widespread black market that a great deal of people take advantage of. It's been reported that despite the fact that importing used clothes is illegal, up to 80% of people have made use of the black market. There are plenty of markets where secondhand clothes are sold for much, much less. This contrasts heavily with reports that in some official stores, these clothes can actually be more expensive than other places in the world. No wonder people decide to chase down the good deals off the beaten path. People like the Momphas, I could see valuing a good deal, but also valuing the experience of buying designer clothes in a more official venue. I imagine there's a good deal of both in their high-profile closets. While his son is a rising star in the making, Mompha Sr. may have seen his best days already as an internet celebrity. For years, he has been sharing Instagram posts detailing his lavish lifestyle where he buys big houses, big cars, and gives big presents to his children. Just like his son, pretty much every post shows him decked out in designer clothes like Dior or Gucci, while he is propped up on one of his supercars or inside his private jet. So what is his lifestyle like? Well, it looks like he spends his days blowing big money on his family, traveling, and treating himself to the finest things money can buy. Everything Junior has, it looks like Senior has in excess. He has multiple Bentleys and other fine cars, like his Rolls-Royce Wraith worth over $300,000. Then there's his Mercedes G-Wagon that he purchased for over $120,000. He's also known for his deep love of watches. It seems as though he is a huge fan of expensive Rolexes. There's rarely ever a post from him where he is not proudly sporting a massively pricey Rolex or similar brand. For instance, he also loves the Richard Mille brand, which is also known for being ridiculously expensive. They are known for being worth tens to hundreds of thousands, and he's been seen buying up to 3 at a time. These aren't just for himself either, but for his wife and children as well. Despite this, he likes to project a very different message to his followers than his braggy pictures would make it seem. Almost all of his posts feature a positive and grateful religious message, along with announcements that he's donated thousands to charity. Still though, he lives to absolute excess in every aspect of his life. Is there a shady secret behind his public success? His over-the-top lifestyle has done more than just turn the heads of his followers. It has also caught the attention of the local authorities. The EFCC is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and goes after corruption crimes and fraud. They are well known for going after influencers, and Mompha is definitely in their sights. He and his investment firm were both arraigned in early 2022 on charges of money laundering a substantial amount of cash. That would be roughly around $14.4 million. The accusations are pretty extreme. It's been said that he would often use expensive watches and diamonds as a way of hiding and laundering money. There have even been some who have said that the reason his son is so wealthy is because his father is trying to hide money using his name. Another Nigerian influencer, Bob Risky, has made claims that go even further. They allege that the entire Mompha lifestyle is fake and based on staged pictures, Photoshop, and other well-known ways of faking wealth on Insta. This has led to a massive defamation lawsuit that is still ongoing today. From the looks of it, he is either one of the most impressive businessmen and influencers in Nigeria or one of their greatest con men. Either way, it seems like his own Inventing Anna-style Netflix series is ready to write itself. His famous cars have been seized, his enormous houses have been searched, and he himself has been arrested. Though, according to his Insta, it looks like he's made bail and is slowly getting back on his feet with a positive attitude and a clear rejection of all the charges made against him. Mompha has faced charges like this before without hurting his internet image. Time will tell if he and his son can weather more anti-corruption trial drama while maintaining their fame. Something tells me they'll be just fine. Fans are undeterred by the allegations, and some may even respect him more if he is guilty. In comment sections, they still refer to him as Boss Man, even if he might be trading Dior t-shirts for a prison jumpsuit soon enough. The richest man in Nigeria today has a net worth of $12 billion. That is impressive, but did he have his own home at 6? That is doubtful.